Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the session. Today, we would like to talk about how you can assure end user experience by testing in the real world scenarios. And I'm Kaushik Nath. I'm head of the product strategy at 99tests. And joining me today is Bharat. Bharat is the director of operations and heads the delivery team at 99tests. So, uh, so before starting, let's talk about little bit about 99tests and some of the background information for our main topic today. So, in a nutshell, we are a crowdsourced testing company with more than 20,000 testers who are spread across the globe in 150 plus countries, and our platform has testers with wide variety of testing skills and expertise. And apart from all forms of functional testings, namely functional, exploratory, automation, and test case driven testing, we offer localization, usability, and security testing. So this is 99 tests in a nutshell. So let's also talk about some of the advantages of your engaging with 99 tests and performing your testing activities with us. So the first and foremost thing is you get access to some of the top-notch testers across the world. You get testers with deep expertise across variety of domains. You will also get a quick turnaround time, and we can cater to extreme development cycles, all kinds of development cycles, including the extreme development cycles. Then a couple of other advantages are easy integration with a wide variety of bug tracking tool. You name it, probably we have it in our system. And of course, app testing in the real world, which is the topic of today. So yeah, so how we work, maybe Bharat, you can tell a few things about how exactly, what is our engagement process and all.
Yeah, thank you, Kaushik. So typically, how we engage with our client is we try to understand the need and we customize what we need to deliver to the client. So we have a chat with the client. We try to understand the need. We gather the requirement. We analyze and we create a strategy. So this strategy varies per client, and we we have a set of questions that we ask the client, and accordingly we create the project based on this. So we, the reason why we talk to the client so much is we try to understand the problem that the client is facing, and the problem that we are going to solve, and accordingly we create the project having this statement in mind, so the testers are clear, have a clarity on what is expected out of the project, what the client expects, and accordingly log bugs. So this typically a cycle goes on anywhere between 3 to 5 days, and during this period we monitor the project progress. So when I say monitor, we take care that whatever we promised in terms of devices that is covered, in terms of feature level testing, in terms of in-depth testing. So the coverage, which is horizontal and vertical, is taken care, is covered, and the quality of the bugs is of the highest standard. So once we reach the end date, or once we reach the required number of bugs, we deliver in which, our delivery could be bugs or test case results, or and or observations and recommendations that would be required as part of the delivery. So these would give us an insight of where their product is and what needs to be done for the product to be released. So this gives them a confidence if the product can be released or should it be postponed. So the testing typically happens in a variety of devices, in a variety of environments, and it gives them a confidence of the releasing the product. So the next slide is basically clearly gives us a pictorial representation of where you can involve crowdsourced testing. So we expect, anybody expects that testing should start as early as in the requirement stage. So, but on a real time scenario, testing starts as early as when the developer starts his coding. So that is what we call as a white box testing, where mostly it is the unit level and the integration level testing done by the developers and few QAs, programmers and engineers. So post this unit level and integration level testing, that's where we have the system level testing, and that's what we call it as a black box testing. Here, typically, the testing is done by business analyst, QAs, and testing team, and where these testers, the testing experts, are they try various positive and negative scenarios to break the system and log the bug and get it fixed before the application gets into their actual users. So the circle that you see in the structural and the behavioral is the device and the feature level coverage, right? So the feature initially is limited to only particular feature set or particular component that the developer is testing. On the next stage is behavioral, where it is limited to a particular environment and the number of testers who are testing it. But post that, the moment the product or the application goes to production and is released to production, there is a huge number of testers, there's a huge number, sorry, the huge number of users who are using your application. They could be using a variety of devices, variety of OS versions, tablets and mobile browsers, or Windows or Mac browsers. So there is a variety of configurations available in which the application needs to be tested. So post production, there could be many bugs which weren't identified earlier, and these are logged by your users. So the last thing that we need is our users reporting bugs to us. So this is where crowdsourced testing comes into picture. So crowdsourced testing can start as early as from your black box testing phase up to beyond your production also. That is, you can push your app to production, get it crowdsourced tested, and the turnaround time is so soon that even before your actual users realize these bugs, it is sent to you and you can fix it and do a hot fix of pushing it to the production. So these crowdsourced testing, so we work closely with any kind of process, any agile development process, and we also, any kind of process, and we work with teams where we work with clients where there are no testing team, along with enterprise companies who use crowdsourced testing to augment their huge testing team.
Yeah, did you lose the audio? Is it still broadcasting?
Yeah.
Broadcasting. Okay, fine. So yeah, we go to the next slide. So the next section is we describe in detail what is it that how you do the testing for customer experience and how you do it at 99 tests. Okay. Yeah, so main challenge that companies face for testing before releasing their product, because you have your product, but unless and until you hit the ground, you don't hit the real life conditions. So some of the challenges are, the first one is the real world network conditions. So you must test your app if it involves network. And most apps, I think 98% apps nowadays involve network. So you need to test it with in various conditions of network. So 2G, 3G, or broadband LAN, whatever condition it is, how it is performing. So how do you do that? So you can engage with testers who have different kinds of networks in their either mobile phone, or they are using different networks in their laptop. So yeah, so you can test it in a real world network conditions. The next thing is the wide variety in screen size that the devices have proliferated enormously over the last uh, say 8 to 10 years is enormous. And you want to have as much coverage of your users, and the user satisfaction, how do you guarantee? So various kinds of users are having different types of screen size. So that is the challenge that you will face. And at 99 tests you can engage testers who have these varieties of screen sizes, and you will understand how the real experience is going to be before you hit your actual users. The next thing is the enormous variety that has been created in the OS. And also the different manufacturers, they have customized the OS and the versions and various subversioning of the apps. And our research says that at least 70% of the issues in the apps are related to versioning and customization of the OS done by the manufacturers. So this is also you want to test before you want to go live. And so we offer a wide variety of device coverage. You can see the user base of uh, devices based on Android. So this is just a representative diagram, but it clearly shows the majority of the usage, and then the large variety of the usage. So if you probably want to cover uh, 80% of your user base, the variety of devices that they have. And so we offer hundreds of devices, varieties of devices. You can ask for more than 100 to 200 devices, and we can cover that. That's not a problem for us. So you will get real testers with such a massive device coverage, and running and testing your product over the development cycles. The other problem that companies face is a difficulty to test in a distributed environment. Distributed environment testing is extremely essential to understand your product performance and how it is happening. It is slightly different from load testing. Load testing might be a kind of different scenario, but this is a distributed environment. So a variety of testers spread across the globe, and they are testing from different kinds of places, different environments, and it is coming through the network. So how your product is performing in that situation. So at 99 test you are going to get that realistic experience, and you will experience it firsthand. Now this is a very classic example what you can do with crowdsource testing. So since you are engaging real people in real condition, now this let's take the example of Google Map versus Apple Map. Now Google Map actually did far 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 better than what Apple Map could do, and it is a battle that is well settled. Google has enormous coverage, but how they did it? They engaged the crowd, and they engaged crowdsourced testers to not only have coverage of locations, and their refining their map, but also refining their product and usage. So Google Map became much means went much ahead than Apple Map over a period of time, just because they use the power of crowd properly. Yeah, so this is means where we're trying to explain that what are the means how companies face the challenges. So this is from a actual research done by HP, and identifying the end user expectation and requirements is a major problem, major challenge that product managers face, because when you are starting with requirements, when you are starting with a product in mind and then going into development cycles, the end users expectations and their requirements and their behavior is very narrow in your mind. It is still thin air, you haven't hit the real ground. And and this is known, like once you hit the real ground, the expectations vary much from what the actual the product managers intended for. And now, once you have identified the end user expectations, the next challenge that companies face is, how to ensure that there is enough test coverage done to meet these end users expectations. So at 99 Test, we are poised to solve this, and how it is done. So maybe Bharat speaks a bit detailed
Yeah.
on that. Yeah.
So device coverage is a very critical part of any brand. So for the brand to for the people to get the best customer experience, and for the brand's name not to be spoiled. So they have to take care. The brand has to take care that their product, their application works in various devices across the globe with various users in various configurations that is available in the market. So to build in this confidence, so that's when the crowd comes in. So 99 test gives a recommended list of devices which would give an 80% coverage of where the testing will be done, so that the client can release the product to his end users with confidence, and there will be no impact on his or her brand. So typically, what happens is when the product is released, we take the latest brands in the market, and along with the analytics that we receive from the client of their 80% of their configurations, and we merge this informations to give them the highest coverage possible. So when their product is being used by our testers, who are also the real users of their brand, there are a couple of edge scenarios which are also covered in this during this testing process, and a lot of real-time bugs are identified and reported. So this saves a bad image for the brand when for a client to not to see these bugs. So that is how is the test coverage and the end user expectations are met uh, from 99 test.
Yeah, and maybe means our experience shows that is large customers, enterprise customers, we have met them with confidence, from with the results that our crowd testers have produced, right?
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah. So they were actually amazed with the kind of end user expectation. Means they could not conjure up, or they could not think that these would be the scenarios.
the
And
couple of the
yeah,
scenarios, the edge cases, and the kind of bugs. They weren't able to imagine that these kind of bugs was even possible. So
yeah.
I think, yeah, that's where the B2C kind of clients are really amazed.
Yeah, yeah. And also, once we identify the end user expectations, we also have a definite mechanism to then get into the test coverage, maximum test coverage for those kinds of end user expectations, right? So maybe the next
Exactly.
one, yeah.
So the process that we follow in 99 test to be able to give the highest quality deliverable to the client, as well as to help the client release the highest quality product to their end users, is we talk to, as usual, we talk to the client, we identify their needs, we identify the requirement, we go through their analytics, we find out what is their 80 percentage of configurations that has been used by the users, the kind of devices, and we design a strategy to get their product tested. So when the client comes to 99 test, we first give them we create a mind map, and we find out the quality index of the application. So we create a plan of what would take a product from a quality index of X to quality index of X plus Y. So typically an approach would be start with an exploratory testing where the testers would test the application on a context driven approach where they understand the product and test based on how typical real users would consume your application. So post a couple of cycles projects on exploratory testing, we designed in-depth test cases for maximum coverage, and we take care that these test cases are consumed either manually and through automation. So these are run on regular intervals, and so that the health of the application is known to us at any point of time. So during this cycle of exploratory and test cases, we also give a couple of recommendations, usability suggestions, and things which would highly increase the usage of the application among the users, would make the users happy, and which would be and which would connect the users to their application. So you would give these recommendations so that the application is ready for a round of usability testing. So usability testing is really really important, so that users, the end users, are able to are able to connect to your application, are able to understand the objective of your application, and are able to do what is required in your application in a very short interval of time. And that's when the usage of the application and the number of users in your application also increase, and everything is, and at the end, is connected to the revenue. So so these are the factors which would are very important and which can be easily done in a crowdsourced model. So the turnaround time for these is so less that as I said previously, crowdsourced testing can be augmented as early as during their black box testing up to once your product is also released. So, a typical, also like to share a couple of case studies that we have done. So, this is one of the case study where project where we have done this for a mid-size travel segment client. So, this client has been with us for a very long time, and we have they do not have any testing team, and they have a quick cycle. There is a 15 days release cycle where there is a set of bug fixes that is done, as along with a couple of other new features that is added. So we have identified a set of testers during this course of time who are able to provide the most and the best valuable feedback to the product, and who would be able to contribute a lot to the product. So when this happens, there is a regular bug fixing, and there is a new feature which is added, and it gets tested across various devices in a very short interval of time, and the client is able to deliver the highest quality of product in the shortest span of time. So we had given around 25 testers with a mix of travel domain expertise and coverage of up to 50 devices. We followed an exploratory testing approach along with a regression cycle. So this has reduced the number of issues identified by their actual users, and it has drastically increased the quality index of the application from 4.2 to 4.8.
Actually, it's worth mentioning, this 4.2 to 4.8 increase is from a user review rating site, a very popular one, and this makes the customer extremely happy. I mean, because you know his real users are actually liking the app.
Exactly, exactly. So another interesting case study is about an enterprise client. It's a huge airline booking platform, and they already have a huge testing team, and for each of the web, Android, and iOS application. So we did so they had a monthly release cycle for every application. So we had 50 testers from 99tests, with mix of travel and ticketing expertise, and we were able to cover about 50 to 75 configurations, and we followed an exploratory as well as a regression cycle. So ticketing and travel is a really critical application wherein the client would definitely not definitely would not like to see his users not able to book a ticket in his from their platform. That would really impact the revenue, and the users would end up going to their competitors. So that is the reason they approached 99 Test for doing a crowdsourced testing before release as well as post release, so that bugs are found as early as possible, the fixes are done as early as possible, and there is no critical bugs or any high priority bugs post release of the cycle. So the result was 99 testers were able to identify critical bugs before release, and we were able to report this to the client at the earliest in a very short span of time. And we were able to increase the quality index from 3.8 to 4.4, and which where the client were really amazed by the quick turnaround time and the coverage and the quality of bugs that has come. So the client was super confident in releasing his product to their users, and for a great experience that the users are going to have during the process of booking tickets from their portal.
Yeah, I think it was a first time experience of crowdsource, and they really experienced the power of crowdsource testing, right?
Exactly, exactly.
So, yeah. So the next thing what you can do is you can join Bugathon. Bugathon is from 99 tests. It is a free testing of your app. So you can go to bugathon.99tests.com and you can register your app there, and you will get to experience the power of crowdsource testing firsthand, and then let's see, let's explore, means what opportunity, what waits for you actually. So with this, we come to